The Doomslayer is insanely strong. He can split demons in half with ease, tear out eyeballs, and take a beating without batting an eye. But what if I told you he's done more damage than you think, but not by choice? We all know the story. He was born to kill without mercy and lives to rid the planet Mars of any demonic presence forever. But that begs the question, what effect do his actions have on the world around him? What about his effect on the UAC's research? And finally, what would happen if the Doomslayer was never released? These questions came to mind when I was playing Doom 2016 for the first time the other day. I've always been curious just how deep a straightforward run-and-gun shooter like Doom can be. So I did some digging and the results were pretty astounding. Let's dive in. The Union Aerospace Corporation is the key to everything in Doom. They fund extensive research into renewable energy sources for Earth using Argent energy and several groundbreaking side projects like teleportation through something called a gateway. Dr. Samuel Hayden is one of few surviving members of the UAC in Doom 2016 after his protege, Dr. Olivia Pierce, opens a portal from Hell to Mars, causing a mass demonic genocide, leaving some humans alive but possessed and thousands more dead. It is also worth noting that he is the UAC chairman. The Doomslayer could easily be considered a morally good person in this game, as he is responsible for the salvation of all formerly possessed humans, who likely wanted to die anyway, and he saved all of Mars. But we must remember, his efforts aided the UAC, allowing further research into the very thing that caused these possessions. While it's true that this would not have happened had Dr. Olivia Pierce not become power-hungry, craving godlike immortality, the UAC's ventures into Argent energy are what led her to corruption. Dr. Hayden introduced her to the Helix Stone, a byproduct of Argent research efforts, ultimately leading her into a psychotic spiral as well as giving her a permanent physical disability. It could be argued that Pierce would have done similarly reckless things in any field of her employ, since she is simply that kind of person, but she was also pushed by her terminal illness to find a solution to her survival. Despair fuels the irrational. When the Doomslayer was awakened by Dr. Hayden, it was already too late for Pierce. She had sold her soul to the Dark Lord and was well on her way to a life of demonic suffering. So, in killing her, the Doomslayer became her salvation, ultimately alleviating her unplanned misery and purging Mars, Hell, and the UAC with one trigger pull. However, he was used as a tool to cultivate the same evil that started it all. Dr. Hayden needed the Doomslayer and held information from him as a bargaining chip to force his hand. Hayden wanted the priceless crucible to further his own research. Despite the Doomslayer's frustrations, he had no choice but to rip and tear and ultimately comply. Which begs the question, what if the Doomslayer never woke up? Dr. Hayden is not unfamiliar with ventures into Hell, having led several exploration missions himself. He is also not without the ability to defend himself, being almost 10 feet tall and mostly robotic, yet he still insists on using the Doomslayer for his own personal gain. Had he not awoke the Slayer, Olivia Pierce would have easily taken over Mars in perpetuity. With her knowledge of UAC processes and data, she could have taken demonic entities off of Mars and infected other UAC bases on neighboring moons or even other planets. Dr. Hayden knew he couldn't allow this, but for some reason, despite being able to traverse Hell and be smart enough to put up a force field to avoid being killed by the Slayer, he doesn't kill Olivia himself. The Doomslayer remains a pawn. Another point of contention with the UAC and Dr. Hayden is the neglect of the possessed. These shattered souls provided the Doomslayer with arguably the greatest moral quandary in the game. Cybernetics, unlimited energy, interplanetary travel, but no cure for the damned? These husks of former UAC employees are forced into a life of autonomic slavery and are never offered a cure except at the hands of the Slayer. This is the argument for the Slayer's moral superiority throughout his time on Mars. A shotgun to the face to alleviate an eternity of pain. This is the curse of greed. This is the curse of Dr. Samuel Hayden. One decision, one artifact, and one mentally unstable employee are what led to the downfall of Mars, the UAC, and the brutality of the Doomslayer's actions. The monetary value pales in comparison to the irreparable damage caused by the reckless actions of a 130-year-old cyborg set on glorifying his own agenda. Renewable energy offers promise, but in the wrong hands, it could lead to destruction, and ultimately, the resurrection of one pissed-off Marine.